activists fighting mass tourism in Spain have started a new wave of attacks by hijacking a tourist bus in Barcelona and letting off green and white smoke flares. Two members of the youth organization Aaron stormed the coach this morning when it stopped outside the Olympic Village and hung a huge sign saying, "Stop mass tourism in the Catalan countries." The campaign group posted a picture of the demonstration on its Facebook site, where it had earlier warned of new protests in various parts of Spain to show their disgust at overcrowding in holiday hotspots. The activists insist they are not against tourism but massification, which, they say, is ruining local people's lives, harming the landscape, damaging beaches, pricing residents out of the property market and eating up the coastline. Just 2 weeks ago, protesters wearing masks from the same group had to be cut free after chaining themselves to a famous Gaudi sculpture in Barcelona. The new attack happened just before 10 a.m. this morning, with Aaron saying tourist buses are a symbol of what they are fighting against. The protesters climbed to the top level of the open-air bus, hung their poster, and let off 2 smoke flares. There were holidaymakers on the coach, but it is understood no damage was caused to the vehicle, and no one was hurt. Aaron confirmed on their Facebook page that they stormed the tourist bus to continue their protests against mass tourism. In the Catalan language, they said, "Attention, yes, we've stopped a tourist bus in number Barcelona to denounce the massive tourism model that strikes us. Number capitalismophobia, number stop mass tourism." According to sources from Barcelona Metropolitan Transportation, the 2 protesters left the bus within a short space of time. The first deputy mayor of Barcelona, Gerardo Pisarello, called the action a symbolic initiative. In statements to the press, he said, "It is one of the many that occur in Barcelona. We must promote a debate on the city's tourism model." After the Gaudi sculpture incident, Aaron said it was just the start of a summer campaign aimed at mass tourism. Last summer, protesters daubed "Tourists Go Home" graffiti in holiday locations, slashed the tires of tourist rental bikes, stormed a hotel reception and caused extensive damage, held up holiday coaches and pelted them with eggs, and superglued the locks of businesses linked to tourism. The protesters wore hoods when they sabotaged an open-top tour bus near the Nou Camp in Barcelona last summer, slashing the vehicle's tires and daubing slogans on its side. Many of those on board thought it was a terrorist attack rather than what transpired to be a protest. In Mallorca, a group of Aaron members also staged a demonstration at the upmarket Palma Marina, letting off pink flares and storming a restaurant to throw confetti at alarmed diners. Aaron says the current tourism model is designed solely and exclusively on the basis of the economic interests of the class that exploits it and threatens the lives of people. Aaron adds on its Twitter site, "Summer arrives and we start once again the campaign against mass tourism. It's not tourismophobia, it's a class struggle," and adds, "We present the campaign for this number SUMMER 2018 against the mass tourism that expels us from cities, destroys the coastline and sweeps up the entire mountains." In its new campaign statement, the group says the current tourism model does not help the majority of the Spanish population. Tourism generates work, of course, but we cannot base our economy on a finite, unsustainable sector, Aaron states. The campaigners say property owners are pricing local people out of the market by renting to tourists. Jobs in the industry are low paid with long hours, land is snapped up for amusement parks, and only those involved in tourism businesses reap the financial rewards. Their call for action includes freezing all new licenses for hotels or companies linked to tourism, starting a public debate on a new sustainable tourism model, prohibiting immediately the activity of companies related to tourist flats, such as Airbnb, as well as regulate the price of housing, reducing and limit the number of cruises arriving in the different ports of the Catalan countries, improving labor conditions, increase in control salaries and eliminate illegal working in the black economy, increasing taxes to companies in the tourism sector and allocate revenue to diversify the economy, seizing the main tourist companies and assets of the country, such as the various marinas, hotels such as Vela or Las Arenas, or themed parks such as Port Aventura, and use the profits to help all the population.